sclerosis is when my wife was diagnosed with the illness, probably a couple of 3 years ago. I think that's the time frame I'm usually working with, and had no clue about it. I'd heard about it, but it's like anything else. You hear about things, but if it doesn't impact you, you really don't ingest that. So didn't know that much about it. Now, having attended a few seminars with her and watching some of the symptoms that she's had, I've
Oh, what are
learned.
some of the symptoms that you started to notice?
Well, first thing is she usually has a pain in her on her left side, affects her leg.
Mm-hmm.
She also doesn't sleep as well. Um, that seems to be a problem for her. Also, she has headaches
Mm-hmm.
that we don't normally. Most of us get headaches from stress.
Right.
This is something that just recurs pretty consistently. I haven't seen any issues with her physical mobility. However, I did have a supervisor where I used to work at that did contract it as a male,
Mm-hmm.
and he had issues with mobility.
Okay.
So I've met quite a few more people now that have it, both male and female, which surprised me because I thought it was a gender specific disease.
What did you think? Who did you think
I
got
thought
it?
it would impact mostly women, but I know two guys in particular that do have it.
So then, I mean, for you, like, does it, does it change things on a daily basis? Do you notice a difference in how your interaction is with Paula or?
Actually, no. I treat illness a little differently. I lost my mom to cancer at age 37. She was 37, very young, my senior year of college, and it's been many moons ago. But with illness, I guess it's probably from my athletic background. It's kind of like I believe in working through it, so
Right.
I don't spend a lot of time harboring the thoughts about the fact that my wife has MS or anyone I know that's sick. I just say, hey, we'll get through this. And until you take that last breath, I just say you just keep working. And as they say, be strong and try and get through it. So our day-to-day interaction, for the most part, is fairly normal. And then again, she's not as impacted by a progressive stage of MS as some folks are.
Okay.
And so it doesn't really impact us at this point, where I'm sure some of the caregivers that I've seen that have to do a little bit more for their loved ones in particular.
Right. And do you do you notice a difference though? Do you notice a difference like from before she was diagnosed to now? I mean, is she moving slower? Or I know you talked about the pain on her left side, which
Mm-hmm.
mine is the right side, so it's
Mm-hmm.
very funny. So,
Mm-hmm.
it changes for
Okay.
each one. So, but do you notice a little bit? Is she, is it in her walk? Do you see it? Do you see it at all?
I don't notice it as much in her walk, but I will say this, which I thought is significant. She is no longer an early morning person. She has to sleep late.
Hmm.
And I thought that was significant because I didn't think anything about it. I know a lot
Right.
of people would just prefer to
Right.
sleep late just because they want to.
Yeah.
In her case, she's not an early morning person. She's more of an individual who will get up later in the day, 10:30, 11 o'clock, maybe even later, and then spend the rest of her day doing that. And then this other gentleman that I know very well, who, like I said, was actually the plant manager of the facility, and we have a 6:30 production meeting
Right.
every morning. He no longer was able to attend that. He told the executive staff, "Don't count on me being there because of the MS he's been diagnosed with. He can't
Hmm.
get up either." So that's one thing that's very critical. I understand right away, early in the morning, it's not her thing.
You know what's interesting about that is that I can't sleep past 6 o'clock in the morning.
Hmm.
So do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you understand why this project is so important? Because it's so different for all of
Oh,
us.
absolutely.
Because every day, like, I would love to sleep to even 8 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. But it's impossible.
But you're an early morning riser, and
Right. But the
okay.
difference is that I don't really notice in her walk as much as I do in my own.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I have not noticed anything in her walk. I will say this: her leg, from time to time, has given out on her, and it's caused her to stumble. And we concern ourselves with that because we have a two-story home,
Right.
so we're real careful about going up and down the stairs when she, not making many trips. Because what it is, she says she can't. All of a sudden, she doesn't feel anything, so
You,
she steps down, and then
the numbness takes over.
totally. So
Right.
that's a concern. But in terms of her gait, at this point, she's not falling uh, as frequently. And then again, it may be the particular medication that she's taking, which has been really enlightening to me as I go to some of the seminars, the different type of.
And you do. You actually go to the seminars with her, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think if you're going to live in the same household and someone has I guess, an issue with their health and it's day to day. And if you can be of assistance, then you want to be there to you want to be at those seminars to understand what it is you can do as a caregiver.